Hey everyone, Rich here from Nebula Custom Gaming. Today we're going to be showing you the new Dualshock 4 version 4, which came out with the new PlayStation 4 SLIM. There's been a few changes to the insides, to the touchpad, a couple of changes, so we're going to have a look at that as we take it apart. Hopefully this camera's going to stay where it is because it's been a bit weird. So basically what we've done is already I've taken out the 4 screws. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where the back nail comes off. Now normally, as you can see here, just trying to get it in line, that is normally part of the back case. Not so with this one. The actual back comes off differently because these are now in little cradles. So we're going to take this off pretty carefully. It will feel like it's going to snap. There you go, that's the catches coming off. You have to do the other side if you don't get it. There we go. So now normally, like I say, normally you'd have to hook over and try and get away from the buttons. Not so with this, it literally just lifts. But as you'll see, there is a ribbon cable just inside. So what we have to do now is carefully remove the ribbon cable. Just click it out like that. And there we go, we'll just move that over there. Now you can see the main difference here is obviously completely missing where the triggers go, and also you will notice there is an extended LED like acrylic strip. This is because on the front now on the touchpad you can actually see the light through the touchpad. There's like a tiny slot window, so this extends the LED through round now. You can see that. So that extends up there so you can actually see the LED on through the touchpad. I don't know why they've done that. No idea why, because it's not like the LED wasn't bright enough in the first place. Stuck to version 3 LED board with a slight difference on the angle of the ribbon cable, which is weird. So unless it's just a slightly modified version, I've no idea. But let's take this out. I've not actually took one of these apart yet. So same as before, just clicks off. The first version was screwed. I think they've just done it to save on costs, basically. There you can see the extended. Let's see if we can lever that out. One side will be a slot, one side will be, it's just stuck down. There we go. And just clicks out. There you go. So as you can see, if I can get that under the camera, so that's the side that just sits down and it's just stuck down, so it bobbing up and down, and this side is the one that slots inside. Got ourselves a little tub over there. And getting that. So that's the difference in that, just pops out as it always does. The LED seems a little tinier actually, now that I'm looking at it. That should just pull out. There'll be a little bit of tape sticking that down. It is slightly different, it's angular, as you can see that. But it just does look like, if I can get that focused, the LED does look like it's slightly tinier. Not sure. So that is the back piece. Relatively the same, except you haven't got the hooks there, which is a million times easier for our job, basically, because the amount of times that you try, once these are painted, they add on like a tiny amount, obviously tiny layers of paint, but it's enough that it can sometimes catch when you're hooking over, and that is just a pain. So yeah, that's basically that done. Now here's the difference in the triggers. As you can see, there's like a little lever action now. And I don't know if you can see just in there, so we can get the angle right. They just started to take the springs away from being actually on the trigger, and that it was part of the chassis. If I can get an angle in there. You can see now it's very snappy. Whereas before they could get quite soft after a while. But this system, and then it stops it from, obviously you've got the little catch there that stops it from going too far. Now, this is where it's going to get difficult, because that does not move. Is it going to be a matter of it levers off backwards? Because we do need to get them off, because we've got to pay them. So, let's see if it'll lever. No, oh no. Click that back on. Ah, yes, so there's little catches now that actually sit on the spring. So you don't, before the last generation, it kind of like the spring hooked into the chassis, and if that came out, it was such a pain because you had to squeeze it together to get it back in, and the amount that just went flying everywhere was ridiculous. But I think that just comes away. There we go, and yep, there you go. So it just pulls backwards, hook from both sides. Normally what you do is you'd kind of pull and then just lever it off, but because of the catch at the back, but that's a lot better. And as you can see, the splitter is part of the thing now. No more losing springs, because it's actually just sitting in there quite snug, quite nice. Let's see if we can do the next one. 1, 2. Oh, that is so much easier. You've no idea how much easier that's going to make my job. So, as you can see, normal reset switch, battery, still the standard 1000 battery. You can buy double-sized ones from eBay. Obviously, they're Chinese made. I've not heard of people having problems with most of them. There's been a casual one where it's, I think I heard about one smouldering before. But to be honest, me personally, I have that many pads, it doesn't really make a difference to me. So you can see, normal screw, ribbon cable. I think we're going to have to get it out of the front shelf first before getting to these. We used to be able to do it without. So we'll just get in there with the screw. There we go. So, this is where we need to lever out. So, get a hook on there. I'm always so nervous when I'm doing these parts. There we go. Now, all being well, this should just lift off. All the others have, and I've not heard of anything different being changed in that respect. Ta-da! I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if people have noticed actually, on the new versions, the buttons are actually grey. They're not black. So are the thumbsticks. The thumbsticks are actually grey. They've changed this. Lost for words. They've changed this again. The last third generation kind of, it just cut off this part here, and all you had was this section, and then this section. Obviously speaker, the rumble motors, not much difference. Board slightly smaller. There's a few models where the board actually extends out to there. Right, now how do we get these off? That is a good question. They make it easier in some ways, not in others. I've got a feeling that this one's not going to be as easy. Oh, actually. We can just play nice with it. You can lever either side and wiggle it out. So, if you can see under the camera, it is exactly the same as the last ones with the two catches, but the difference is obviously they're sitting in a cradle now. so it's hard to get to the inside section. If you basically what I just did, let's see if I can show you on this one. On either side you will see the catches there and there, and it's just a matter of levering them away and upwards. So hard to describe. I wonder if we can get a... So I have a small like vinyl picker that I use for like little bits like this. Yeah, that's loads easier. So if I can get that under the camera, just here, and it's just a matter of levering up. There we go. Just getting something little, lever it up, and it comes off. That was a lot less painful. There's the little window for the touchpad, but generally that feels a lot sturdier actually. A lot better. So I'll put that away. Standard. We see like membrane buttons. Case, front case is near enough exactly the same. There's not much change there. Like I said, if you can notice, they're actually grey now. Let's put those in there. Now it's the touchpad that I was more interested in, because obviously we can actually paint these, but you will lose the new light inside. There's basically a tiny strip. It's probably going to be really hard to see on this. There's like a tiny strip that goes along the inside just there. Let's see if I can point it out. Along there, it's like a cutout strip that the LED can pass through so you can see. So you will lose that on these new ones. They've changed the way these are down again, but it's a lot easier. It literally just clicks off. There's a little click like lever there. You just kind of lever it off. Oh wow. The board's really weird. The board's actually black this time. It's probably going to look green because my monitor's green. But it's actually black. But that will make things easier for us to... Because what we normally do is, instead of taking the whole thing out, it's a matter of securing that down, block off anything inside, and then we can just spray over the top. The paint we use is conductive, so even if it's painted, it'll still recognise that you're touching it. You just won't see that little window. Yeah, you can actually see through it. It's like a transparent plastic actually. You can see your whole... If you can see that. See my finger passing through? Interesting. It's like they've used the, you know, like the transparent shells that you can buy, but a kind of smoked out version. May have to sand that, because I don't know what that finish is. It just seems like they've put like a rubberized finish on. We'll see. So there you go. That's the new PlayStation 4 controller that comes with the PlayStation Slim. And well, I bought these separately, so you can actually buy these on their own now. I would definitely recommend these compared to the older versions. The older versions are alright. They're probably going to be a bit cheaper now, but well, they should be. They probably won't be, because the build quality is just a lot better. The triggers, especially, you're gonna find that they feel more responsive, more snappy. Because after a while, obviously, they get spongy. I think that was the word I was looking for. They get really spongy. So yeah, We are now going to be customising these. Like I say, but you will the only real difference visually is the strip, which is going to be lost if we paint it. We don't have to paint it; we can leave it there, so you won't lose it then. So yeah, cool. Thanks for watching. Like it, the video if it was any good. Apologies, I've got a bit of a cold today because I was at the Star Trek convention. There was just so many people in close proximity. I think I just it was inevitable I was going to catch something. So yeah, subscribe if you like the channel. Hopefully going to be doing some more videos a lot quicker. Now I've got the some more space to do it. But thanks for watching. See you later.